Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So, inshallah, now we are back with lesson number 6. We looked at the end of lesson number 5, we looked at Surah Al-Fatiha and we looked at the starting with the first word of this of the surah of this ayah. And we had concluded about Alhamdu based on the rules we have learned that it's a noun. So that's the first identification we make. And whenever you come to a word, and this is what I try to do, is I always try to look and put it into the three categories of the words. Either it's a particle, verb, or a noun. And so once you do that, then the rest of the process of understanding the sentence becomes easy. So we identified it's a noun based on the fact that of the signs of alif lam and no tanween, and that it's definite. So that much we have now concluded. The other thing we want to observe about this is look at this here on the ending. Remember, Arabic is mainly dealing with the ending of the words. Ending is got a dhamma. It's not a tanween, but it's a single dhamma. What does that tell us? Go back to your previous lessons and think about it. I have one lesson where I talk about this. This means this is in the uninfluenced condition, meaning that there is no word that is acting upon this word. Okay, so there's nothing before this word that is acting upon this word, so it comes in its most natural state. That's what it means. It's the most nominal, or a nominative case is also called about this in the technical textbooks. But it's the most natural. I want to use the word natural. It's just natural. It's the way the word exists if nothing influences it. So it's in the uninfluenced state. So and it makes sense as starting of the word. So we can sort of rationalize it like that. Now, one rule we can deduce here is that, and I want to tell you, is a nominal sentence, because the sentence of Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen is starting with a noun. Therefore, this is going to be a nominal sentence, meaning any sentence that starts with a noun will be a nominal sentence, and you will see the implication of that, why that is. At a high level, nominal sentences will have subject-predicate construction, not verb and object and doer. So that's the distinction, and now you know what to look for. You need to look for a subject and a predicate, but we are not there yet. That's coming way later. Don't worry about it. Inshallah, that'll be in the future lessons. But I just want you to observe about this word in the manner that I am stating here. It's noun, it's definite, it's uninfluenced, and it's a nominal sentence. Must be a nominal sentence because starting with a noun. Okay? So that's what we have concluded. Another thing we can say as well about this is that nominal sentences start with a definite noun, generally speaking, in most of the cases. Okay? That's a rule as well that you want to keep in mind. A nominal sentence, once you identify the noun, you can identify nothing is influencing it, so it must be the beginning, and then you think this is a nominal sentence based on those things, it's in its uninfluenced state, then you can say that the nominal sentence starts with a definite noun. Okay, that's the general rule. We'll have exceptions and we can talk about that later. So that's that. That's what I want you to focus and learn from this. Let's carry on now and let's look at something slightly different, which is in the next ayah of the surah, Surah Al-Fatiha again. Now we come across the next verse and it says Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, and I understand that we haven't unpacked full first verse of the Fatiha, and that's fine. But we're talking about the next verse here, which is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Let's make some observations about this one. First, again, once more, look at this. This is Alif Lam. This is Alif Lam. A word starting with Alif Lam. Okay? It has no tanween. There is no tanween here on both of them. So they both must be nouns. Okay. Both are nouns. Next thing, we can again conclude about them based on the practice we've had is they're both definite because of the fact that they are accepting they've got alif lam in the beginning and no tanween. Perfect. The other thing though, now here's something different happening on them. And this is what we're going to observe, because all you're doing now at this phase is just absorb and observe. Even if you don't understand, just go with it and understand and just recognize. You have to be able to recognize first. So what's happening here? One thing different between Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, and between Alhamdu. Alhamdu, if I go back up here, it had, look, it had this Dhamma, okay? And we said it's an uninfluenced state. Ar-Rahman and Rahim have a kasra, both of them. And therefore, there's something that's influencing them. So they're influenced by something that has come before it. So they're in an influenced state because they're not in a natural uninfluenced state. So that tells us, okay, I've got these two words, and therefore they're in an influenced state. Okay, I have to see what is the relationship of these two with the words that are before this. So we will explore that better and more, inshallah, and you will understand that better. But the point at this point is to make sure you recognize it, inshallah. And I hope everyone is able to follow through and recognize this. We're going to slowly build upon this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability and understanding. The translation is the most merciful, the very merciful. Again, the is coming here, right? Because of the alif lam, makes it definite. So inshallah, may Allah give us the ability and understanding. Until the next lesson, keep practicing, keep absorbing. May Allah help us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.